What if I told you that in 2025, you can actually save thousands of dollars by doing absolutely nothing? Would you believe me? But yes, it is completely possible. I'll tell you all about it in this video. Hey guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Bisola Wisquid. I create content on finance, business, and travel. And I would love for you to stick around by hitting the subscribe button below and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy watching it. If you're a returning subscriber, you know the vibes. So give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. As you all know, most times at the beginning of a new year, people would always have New Year resolutions, New Year goals and plans and everything. But this year, 2025, I've seen more and more people committing to a no-spend challenge or a no-buy trend, and it has become a thing that is popular on social media and even encouraged amongst younger folks. I've never in a million years thought that I would see a trend that I really appreciate and I love as much as this one. Let's talk about it. If you've never heard of what the no-buy trend or no-buy challenge or no-spend challenge is, let me tell you all about it.
In 2025, let's bring back using what we have. There's no more space. I don't need any more perfume. I don't need any more makeup. You've bought 30 blushes this year alone. It's okay for our things to be used up. Nothing is running away. It's okay for you to wear that bag until it's literally beat up from how much you're loving on it.
Let's talk about how my financial situation has changed in the 4 months of doing my no-buy. So full disclosure, I am 35 years old. I live in New York City and I have a 12-year career in the beauty industry. So I have a 6-figure salary. The first 2 months of my no-buy, I really didn't notice much of a financial difference. A lot of people were expecting me to have a hugely dramatic, increase in the amount of money I was saving. That was not the case. With getting your finances in check and with debt repayment, you need to remember that it's a marathon, not a sprint, and you want to go slow and steady at a pace that's comfortable for you. Additionally, I looked at my total debt and I've paid off close to $10,000 in debt this year. My goal is still to pay everything off by December.
In 2023, I also did a challenge like this, the No Spend November challenge, where I committed to not spending money for a whole 1 month, and I was able to save money to go on a vacation the month after, which was my birthday month. The plan for most people is to take the entire year where they are not spending money on non-essentials. So things like hair, makeup, clothing items, fashion pieces, shoes, all of these things that they are not going to commit to using, either because they already have an alternative or they don't need it at all. So now people are actually committing to not spending money on all of those things anymore, but rather saving the money, putting it towards paying down their debt or even investing it as well.
Stop going to Target. Stop going to TJ Maxx. Stop wasting your money. It is no buy 2025 and we are not buying anything this year. These prices are ridiculous. I'm not okay with them. I'm sure you're not okay with them. So what we need to do is stop buying anything to get their attention. We need to wake them up by not spending any of our hard-earned coins. It's not going to be easy. You have to make a mindset shift.
Now that you've seen all of these people talking about the no-buy trend, you might be interested. You're wondering, how does it even benefit you? What is it all about? It's just basically you committing to not spending money on certain things. Whatever those things are, it's completely up to you. So think about your life and what you mostly spend money on. Do you mostly spend money on ordering takeout every now and then? Is that what is consuming your money? Or do you mostly spend money on clothing, for example? Think about that. Or do you spend money on a lot of unnecessary things and you want to cut back on them? Those random Amazon purchases, impulse buys when you go to the mall, or you're just walking down the street, you see something, you decide to tap your credit card or spend money on those things. Now is the time for you to now start making a conscious effort to decide that, you know what, absolutely not, I'm not going to spend my money on these things anymore. And I highly encourage this. It's not just a trend. It should become a habit. It should become something that is engraved in your mind when it comes to spending your money. So why is this trend actually a thing? Why are people even tapping into it now more than ever? One, the cost of living crisis is through the roof. The average person can no longer afford to spend money on all of these things, their basic essentials and necessity, and also spend money on non-essentials as well. So people have to prioritize by force, and they are now thinking, you know what, if I don't need this, I'm not going to buy it. So they are taking money back from giving all of these large corporations by spending it heavily on them and putting it back into their own pockets by saving it, using it to pay down their debt or invest it. The second thing is people are now rethinking their spending habits. They are prioritizing financial discipline and saving for their future, because now people are realizing, you know what, if I'm spending my money giving it to companies for profit, I'm not getting anything back. How about I take that money, instead of buying a piece of Aritzia clothing, let me just buy 1 unit of stock in Aritzia. That is money in my pocket. That is something that I'll benefit from in the future. People are now starting to think about this and making conscious efforts to be more financially disciplined and also build these financial habits as well, because the truth is, once you start to cut back on spending, it not just in the interim, not just saying you want to stay disciplined for 1 month or 2 months and you commit to doing it for the entire year, you'll find that it becomes a habit that is a part of you. Before you start tapping your card, before you spend any money, you think twice and you ask yourself, do I really need this? Would I get value out of it? Would it actually benefit me? So once you think about it in that sense, you realize that, okay, maybe I don't need it. You will see some people, they have like 3 different shades of red lipsticks and they don't even use red lipsticks that much, and they have to buy every single one because they go on social media, influencers are talking about it, creators are promoting it, brands are marketing it every single day, and you feel the pressure to want to buy it. So now you have to make that conscious effort to stay away from consumerism and spend your money wisely. Another reason why this trend is gaining popularity is because there is a surge in overconsumption these days. People are spending money on unnecessary things. People now have a buying problem that is leading them into debt, and now they have to be extra careful, thinking that okay, maybe I have several credit card balances that I have to pay. If I'm not paying that first, why am I looking at buying a new piece of clothing when I already have maybe a new pair of jeans, for example, when I already have a nice pair of jeans that fits me perfectly fine and I don't need it? So people are now deciding that, you know what, I have to be extra cautious before giving my money away.
I'm doing a no-buy for 2025 and my rules are extensive. They're extensive, so buckle up. Number 1, no new clothing, period. Not even thrifting or anything like that. If I'm spending money on it in 2025 and it's clothing, it will not be mine. Number 2, no new shoes unless I wear out a pair I already own to the point of it needing to be replaced. The only thing that really comes to mind for me are my tennis shoes that I use for working out. I can conceive of a reality where those get so worn out that I do need to replace them. Number 3, no new makeup or skincare unless my own personal dermatologist that I see in person every couple of months tells me that I need to switch up my routine. Number 4, no using credit cards for regular daily spending. Instead, I will be using digital cash envelopes from Cube Money to force mindful spending and budget transparency. If you're a recovering super spender like me, do that for 2025.
And one thing that I absolutely love about this trend is not only is it helping people become more financially cautious, it's also helping them plan their finances and save towards building wealth. Once you are cautious about this, now you're putting your money towards an investment, for example, and you're going to be building wealth that way, growing your finances. Before you know it, you have started planning for your retirement, you have savings that you can fall back to, you have built your emergency funds, you have paid off all of these balances or these credit card debts that you have, and now you're living a financially free and happy life. That is one thing that I really love about this trend. So if you're anyone out there that you're watching this video and you're thinking, do I really want to do this? How can I benefit from this? There are so many things you benefit from it. Okay, let's just talk about a few of them. 1, you're going to be cutting back on expenses. 2, you're going to be building healthy financial habits. 3, you're going to be able to increase your savings, maybe pay down your debt, or even start investing. 4, you're going to break that people-pleasing habit if you have it. There are some people that I find that they spend their money to impress other people. So you're going to break that as well. Then lastly, you can now start putting money towards those big financial goals that you might have for yourself. For example, you want to buy a dream home, you can put money down in savings towards that. Or you want to send your kids to school debt-free, you can now start to save money in their education savings plan and plan for their future. Now, I know it's just easy for me to say commit to a no-buy challenge or a no spend challenge for a whole entire year. I know it's very easy to say. In fact, there is always going to be temptation out there. However, you can do it. However amount of money that you are even able to save, every little dollar counts, every penny counts. So I want you to make that commitment and that conscious effort to be mindful about your spending. So think about those areas in your life. Is it those Amazon purchases? Is it those multiple coffee runs every day? Is it you buying clothes and fashion pieces that you probably have not even worn in the last years? Is it that you love shoes and you like to acquire or collect them? It's time for you to start thinking about it. Is it that you tend to just see something new, something trendy on social media, and the next thing you add to cart and check out? It is time for you to start thinking about those things you spend money on excessively and make that cautious effort that, you know what, maybe before you buy a new piece of clothing, think about it. Do you have something similar to that, or something that can help you out, or something that you can use as a replacement? If you have that already, maybe you don't need to buy a new one. Or also think about it like, okay, can I thrift one, or can I borrow one? Because there are times that you just need something for one-time use only. Maybe you need some equipment for your house, like you need a drill, for example. You don't need to buy a new one if you know this is something that you just use once or twice in a year, and you have someone that already has one. You can borrow it from them and return it. That is even a good way for you to keep relationships with your friends, because occasionally you have to see them from time to time. You spend time with your friends, you borrow their grill or their drill, you use it and you return it, and you're back to saving extra $50 or $60 back in your pocket. So this is also something for you to think about.
I know I'm starting to settle into my no-buy year because ads have already started to irritate me. They've already started to grate me because every time I see them pop up on my feed, no matter the social media platform, I'm like, don't care, don't care, don't care. I don't even scroll through the little slideshow. We know when they show you like an outfit and they're like, oh, that's cute. What else do you have to offer on this little slideshow? I don't even look because it doesn't matter. Oh, that thing's perfect for me. So it's not on the note. I'm not allowed to buy it this year. No clothing. Period. End of story.
Next is for you to identify your triggers. Are you that kind of person that maybe you decide to take a stroll at the mall and anything you see would call your attention? Now it's time for you to start making that conscious effort to, maybe not stroll at the mall. Or maybe if you want to do that, don't go with your credit card so that you are not tempted to want to buy. Or if you're that kind of person that anytime you see someone post a new piece on social media, or they're posting new content, new designs and everything, you're like, I'm interested in this. Maybe start ignoring such content. Mark it as not interested so that you don't see similar or related content anymore. And it would also minimize your trigger, or would reduce the chances that you fall into temptation. So it's just for you to be making that extra cautious effort. Another thing I love is loud budgeting. You need to start telling people around you. Maybe you most likely are that person that tends to spend money on people pleasing, or you have to go out to restaurants with friends just to impress them. Maybe it's time to start telling people that, oh, I don't have the budget for it. How about we do that next month? Or it's not in my plan. I can't afford it at the moment. Maybe it's time for you to start getting comfortable saying no to people and spending money on those things that you truly value. Another tip for you is to constantly remind yourself why you are doing this no-buy challenge. If you have a reason in mind, it will constantly keep you on track whenever you want to fall into temptations. So if you maybe have a goal to save up money to buy a car, then in that instance, whenever you're struggling and you feel almost tempted to spend money on those things, you remind yourself that, oh my gosh, I'm saving money to buy a car. And if I spend this money now, it's not going to go into my savings to help me reach my goal faster. So just having that reason or having that why is very, very important. It will also help you stay on track. Another tip is for you to have people around you that are also interested in doing the same thing. Have friends that help you stay accountable. Maybe occasionally you guys can meet to have conversations and debrief and discuss on how you are staying committed to your goal. And if you're struggling with this or you don't have people around you, that is where I can help you. I do have a community smart money group where we are dedicated individuals. We have goals like this every single month where we have new challenges that we're working towards, and no spend challenge is one of the many other kind of challenges that we do. We also have investing challenges, saving challenges, and you also learn new skill every single month to help you reach your financial goals. I'll leave the link in the description for you to join the community. This is literally the best financial empowerment community out there. I can say this for a fact that so much thoughts, planning and value is put in this community, and I know for a fact you benefit from it as well. I'll leave the link below. Go ahead and join, and I hope to see you in the community. Anyway, if you have any questions about this video, please leave them below. I'm happy to take them. What do you think about this no buy trend? Is it something you are for or something you are against? And have you ever done a no buy challenge, or are you also on this journey as well? Is there any specific thing that you spend money on and you are consciously making effort to stop spending money on them? For me, I have my fair share. In the past, I would always think that I have to buy new clothing before I travel, but now because I travel quite frequently, I can't always buy new clothing, right? So now I tell myself, you know what, absolutely not. I'm not going to be buying any new clothes every time I have to travel. I'll use the one I already have. I have enough bathing suit, I have enough clothing that I can use when I'm traveling. And that is what I did in 2024, and this year as well. I'm staying committed to it. I will only buy a piece if I don't have anything whatsoever that I can use for that situation. And I want to know from you as well, do you have something similar you're making that conscious effort to not spend money on? If you enjoy watching this video, please give this video a thumbs up. If you are yet to subscribe, please go ahead and subscribe right now. It really does help my channel, and this is your way of supporting me, which I really appreciate. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.